is already ready. So generally what happens, people start a program and the campus comes up. For us, we are very lucky that we have the campus. Look at the fabulous building we have for the design school. And we have our advisor from IIT Delhi and me coming from IIT Bombay with 2 decades of experience. And the best part is that we are going to the situation where we are leapfrogging to our strength, which is coming to understand through our collaborations with these 2 institutes. Once we have faculty, we also have collaborations now at both these places. So from here we're going to build our academic pedagogy. How do we teach from learnings from these 2 best institutes in the country? So then comes our biggest hit. So the biggest hit is we have these 2 IITs with us, the whole knowledge, and now we have the synergy of Mahindra Industries and Mahindra University. So we put all of them together, then you are in the best hands to take innovation forward. So how do we take design innovation forward? See, so many people are there in engineering, so many people are there in business, so many people are there in management school, science schools, law. But design is the new card of the game. Because through design you can achieve much better collaboration, much better integration, much better knowledge dissemination, and also come up with products which can be really very good. So businesses are looking for how can you bring in designers so that they can improve their business. So here, for example, see, we're having a very collaborative approach. From day one, the students will be working in groups. We're going to have a collaborative mindset, collaborate with our different disciplines on the campus. So if you're in design, it's not that you're not going to work with artificial intelligence. If you're in design, it's not that you're not going to work with the computer science colleagues. It's not that if you're in design, you're not going to be the sustainability program. So design is going to be an all-pervading activity. So you're going to have knowledge from all the locations, and on top of it, let me quickly take you through some of the courses. You can stop me anytime, please feel free. Anytime if you have any doubt, you just raise your hand and we quickly address your concerns. So here, for example, what type of courses are there in design? Our design program, we call it Design X. You come, depending upon what the student's strength is, we will tailor-make the program for it. If they're very good in graphics, they become a communication designer. If they're very good in building models, they'll become an industrial designer. If they're very good in apps, they'll become an interaction designer. So we will look at your strengths in the first year and then transform you into the level of discipline you will be strengthened with. I'm going to show you some slides for that also. So the first flagship program where I started my career was in industrial design. I'm a graduate of IIT Bombay. I studied there, and now I'm a professor there, and now joined Mahindra University. So when I studied design, it was called industrial design. It was the mother of all programs. So industry means you use industry to build innovation, right? That's industrial design. And what is the most important thing in industrial design is aesthetics. It should look good. Because looking good is a very important function. Working good, user-friendly is a function. Looking good also is a psychological function, which is very important in design. So that is a very important thing, and we're very glad to show you this letterbox designed by me, where Prime Minister was appreciating. What is there in letterbox? There's so much in letterbox. People have to be comfortable to post letter. It has to last longer. Today all the letterboxes are rusted. And I took this challenge after my PhD, saying that I'm going to change one thing in the country, which is nobody is looking at. So I went to the Ministry of Posts. I thought of the secretary. I said, I'm going to design your product. He said, I don't want to give you any money. I said, I'm not asking for money. I'm going to design a product for the country, and now this is in production. 100 numbers are being produced in Bombay today. From a student project to realization. So from here then we say, what is industrial design? So industrial design is user-centered. The top priority is user, like Professor Das also just mentioning to you, that we need to understand user needs. Like chapter Java easy and what user needs, but karna bahut mushkil hai. Now, how do you look at people? How can we train you into that? There are specializations in humanities. We've got one of the best departments over here in humanities. We have people who are specialization in sociology, specialized in anthropology. So they will come and teach you culture, they'll come and teach you society, they'll come and teach you how to be empathetic to the user. So my humanities department is not going to be away from my design school, right? Because I have to understand people, I have to understand cultures, I have to understand situations. So that becomes a very important component. And of course, my most favorite thing is aesthetics. We are known for aesthetics. Why is design only known for aesthetics, tell me? That's the first thing you see, right? You dress well, you wear a good bag, you wear a good goggle or a spectacle. We're also concerned about all this, like how we look. And when we design products and they look good, people forget about technology. Right? वो पीछे क्या है किसको पता? अच्छा दिखना चाहिए और अच्छा काम करना चाहिए. ना, it should work well, it should look well. If it looks well and doesn't work well, it doesn't work. But look is coming number one, see? So aesthetics, we spend a lot of time training students on aesthetics. How to make things beautiful. So that's a very big job. Luckily, thanks to, like Professor Das, who is from Royal College of Art, London, he did his training over there, and then he was also very instrumental in making us from practitioner to teacher. You understand, you can be a good practitioner, you can do a lot of good design, but to teach design is a very different matter. So how can I make your son or your student or whoever is coming with you for this program, how can I teach you 5 years of Bachelor of Fine Arts in one course? And we do that. The sculpture designed by our students is as good as a sculpture designed after 5 years in Bachelor of Fine Arts, BFA, or sculpture. How is it possible? Because we use methods. In fact, if time permits, later on I'll put some things on the web where you can see how in IIT Hyderabad I taught a course where they produce, in 5 days they produce a sculpture which is better than any sculpture produced by the sculpture department. Because you're learning that essence of creating new things which are beautiful. And that we teach in a very regular method. And the third, we have the best engineering departments over here with very good labs. Materials, understanding materials, very critical. Look at the letterbox you saw. The letterbox is made out of stainless steel because letterboxes are rusting in the country, right? And stainless steel material is non-rustable. So it's like, corrosion free. So we work with materials and it's interesting. My engineers also are as good, right? Engineers work with materials. What is engineering doing with materials? Engineering is building the materials, they're inventing the materials. And what is the designer doing? Tell me, any clue?
Putting it together.
Huh? Consumption of the material, use of the material. My job is not to make the material.
Good idea from there.
What do we say?
Putting it together.
Putting it together. So I will get the best material for the best function. Very well said. So putting it together. So you have this wonderful differentiation where you work on. So materials and manufacturing, I got some fabulous professors in manufacturing over here. We got a manufacturing lab. So it is, when you do design, you're doing all the disciplines on the campus. Our friends have come from Kambam and they want to do computer science and AI. I said, if I'm going to design, in the design, if I don't use AI, will I be survivable? I can't survive today. I and Professor Das take training programs in AI. Last week I attended a program, how to use AI to make better presentations, for example. In this presentation is part of that. I use that technique to make a good presentation to all of you. So you have to understand that design is the front end. It uses all the technologies from the back end to make a very effective front end. Got it? So I'll show you some good examples. So materials and manufacturing is all about engineering, materials, technologies, everything is going to come into that technology then. And today's world, where are you in which school?
So Zina's.
Finished it all?
Yeah.
They taught you a lot of sustainability?
Yeah.
Clubs and schools are gaga about it. We are not that much gaga. Teachers are talking about sustainability. We are going to have such, severe problems with sustainability. So this is a very important aspect. So sustainability is going to be the key. And Professor Das actually takes a lot of courses on sustainability. And we have, thanks to Professor Meduri, we have this wonderful center for sustainability here. You saw the video talking about how critical it is, and it is not easy. It's a very tough thing. Because we think we are brought up in a way that we started consuming for convenience and we forgetting the aspect of the damage to the environment. So it's a very big change in the way we behave. So that change the way we behave is what we have to teach when we go through sustainable, endeavors. So that is the whole thing. And let me quickly show you this image. What is this image talking about? This is done by a communication design student. What do you see over here? Tell me. Quick, all of you. Huh? Traffic, very good. Tell quickly, what do you see?
Indian lifestyle.
Indian lifestyle. What else do you see?
Which is comfortable for the people.
What is?
Which is comfortable.
All are using two-wheelers. Good. You should get a gift there. All are using two-wheelers. And what's happening with the two-wheelers? They are all crash. They may crash into each other. There's too much of crowd. Very good there. What's happening after that?
In scooter there are 3 to 4.
There are 3 to 4 people on one scooter. Are you seeing the mother? Are you seeing a mother who is taking children to school?
Yeah.
Right? उसका किधर time है helmet पहनने का? ना? हाँ, she'll pack the tiffin and she's so busy to wear. And that heavy duty helmet, if you see with all that, she'll never wear it. So, do you see an opportunity there? I want all of them to be safe, right?
I think the cop is confused. I think he is got.
The cop is very confused. Very of course he has to be confused if he sees a crowd like that. So now, tell me, there's an opportunity there, right? I don't want to use a helmet which England has designed for motorcycle on sports track. That's the helmet we are all using. Now the full face helmet, and in Delhi, my people used to tell me, sir, पक जाता है. 45 degrees में सर तो पकेगा ही ना. You covered it like that. So you need a different type of helmet. You need to design helmets. So I told my students, pick up one person from here and design a helmet for them. So there's an opportunity for 30 helmets over there. One of my girl students, she also picked up that pet. There's the pet gone. This girl in the bottom, she has a pet. Because look, pet ko bhi helmet chahiye. She's as important as you for me. So she made a helmet for the pet also. So see here, all the students are wearing helmets. Designed for various people, Zomato, pet, girls, ladies. And the pagdi wala, you saw the pagdi wala with milk? How will the pagdi wala wear helmet? He won't take out his pagdi, right? So what will he do? Pagdi wala, that last corner you see, this guy designed the helmet for the pagdi wala, and that helmet opens like this. It opens like this, you put on the top, you buckle and you go. So that is design. You have to work for the people's needs, you have to work for the people's culture, you have to work for the people's aspirations, you have to work for the people's needs. So those are the level of helmets they produce, and that is what I want to show you this morning. Another interesting thing I want to tell you. All our policemen stand for hours together on the bandobast duty. Once there was this vice president of US came to IIT, and the policemen were standing for 18 hours continuously on the roads. It's very painful, right? And it is bandobast duty. I can't give them a chair and make them sit. So what do you do? So the commissioner of police called up, Chakku, can you do something for me? Because this newspaper is putting a bad ad. Because the policemen are using their own stick to sit on the stick. And stick will pay. You'll see the video. I'll put a small video for you here.
जहाँ पे खड़े रहने से ड्यूटी करना पड़ता है वहाँ पे आप आसानी से अपनी ड्यूटी कर सकते हैं और जो ज़्यादा या 12 घंटे ऐसे ड्यूटी करते हैं उनके लिए काफ़ी अच्छा है.
Yeah, so that's very, simple and neat and 34 rupees only. This will be cost effective because policemen will not buy it. So that's how you take things together. And we've got a lot of new disciplines coming up. That's why we've opened it up in the design program, where we're saying that when you come in with your skill sets, and we'll put you into groups and you will choose different disciplines. So service design is a big thing today, right? Service, because technology is giving a lot of facilities to us. So how can you help the service from customer journey, because you understand total journey of the customer, you understand just as system thinking, because the whole system design approach has to be followed. Your touch point. Where does the customer, your product touch the customer? You're wearing a watch. My father is elderly. He also wants to sleep with the watch. And it gets so sweaty on his hand. So that's a touch point for me. If I have to design a very good watch for him, where it is good for him for long duty hours, then I have to design a breathable watch time. So the touch point becomes very important in the service design of a project. And in this also, I think I have a small case study where I'm going to show you how we design the palki for Vaishno Devi.
श्री माता वैष्णो देवी श्राइन में पहुंचने के लिए बहुत से साधनों का प्रयोग होता है और उन साधनों में पालकी एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण साधन है और जिसका उपयोग जो है हमारे जो मशक्त और वृद्ध लोग हैं वो करते हैं। लेकिन इस पालकी को कैरी करने वाले पोर्टर्स की बहुत सी परेशानियां हैं क्योंकि इसका पालकी का वजन काफ़ी होता है और 13 किलोमीटर के इस ट्रैक पे उसको ले करके जाना एक काफ़ी पेनफुल मैं कहूँगा कि काम है जिसको इम्प्रूव करने की ज़रूरत समझी गई।
Our role in this project was to do a very good user study, understand the needs of the porters very, very closely, and come up with designs which will help them to reduce the drudgery.
So this is a product center where we build the product. One product building is very difficult. So you have to build one sample.
While IDC put up a design, we came up with ergonomic studies, their biomechanics system, where the load is coming. We found the shoulder and back were two areas where the lower back, two areas where load was very heavy, and we looked at how we can reduce that load by doing proper design.
The final design was lightweight and robust. We could reduce the weight to 34 kilos from around 50 to 54 kilos, and this made a large impact on the comfort of the porters. At the same time, we were very focused on the structural analysis of the palki, and we conducted the analysis that we managed to maintain very good structural stability and structural integrity in the design so that the palki can last long and it can be very safe.
They are very happy as these integrative efforts are being concluded and final solution is emerged is lightweight, ergonomically designed, safety aspects are there, all the designs are structurally validated.
So what's interesting here is there is engineering, there is ergonomics. Yeah. So engineering, the structural analysis gave me the load reduction, and what service design we did, the porters were feeling their necks were bad, so we designed for as soon as they reduce the weight and improve the ergonomics, they started getting much more better comfort. So we reduced the weight by around 14 to 15 kilos, and they were very happy. So one question is here.
Generally asking the question, do you have any patency?
All
in the design.
We will teach all students from day one. They will be filing patents, design registrations for all the uses. I have some 27 patents and design registrations.
So nobody can.
No.
Cannot.
Mata Vaishno Devi. So I gave the patent for free to the Mata, and then this has been on the public domain now, so that anybody can make this palki. And Jindal is making the palki. 100 are flying in Vaishno Devi. You go to Vaishno Devi Yatra now, you'll sit on my palki and go.
Do they need a permission from you?
No. We make it open source only because it's a spiritual.
No, not for this.
But others we will do royalty agreements and like for example letterbox is a royalty. There's 2% royalty for the patent design registrations. But the palki, because it's a social project, we don't we do it.
Is there a startup kind of thing? Students?
Yeah, like we are very glad we show you in the campus we have startup ecosystem. Day one, the design innovation. Why are we calling it a design innovation program? Tell me. It's not a design program, right? If it's a design program, you know only design and keep quiet. If it's a design innovation program, we're going to take you through the total journey of implementation. patenting, design registration, starting your company. We are saying that you'll be able to start your own company. Please come from this side. Yeah. So we can start our own companies. That's very, very critical. Today, why should you've been employed or whatever, some of them are businessmen. But why should your children, be in the same level? They can start companies because they have enough to eat. They can start new companies which can go forward. So the entrepreneurship center in our university is very well placed, and we are also very happy to tell all of you that we have been recognized as the Atal, incubation center. Atal incubation center from the Niti Aayog. So we already have that. So Atal incubation center means they are the fund. So so that we can take the projects to innovation. So that also is happening. Okay. So here we have this very interesting situation of speculative design. 10 years from now, what type of car will be there in the market? Tell me. नहीं यार ये तो तभी है.
Remove and improve it.
कौन सा रहेगा बोलो? अरे कौन सा सोचो ना इलेक्ट्रिक के बारे में? हवा में उड़ सकता है, हाइब्रिड हो सकता है, और बताओ, हाइड्रोजन हो सकता है ना? Anything else? हाँ? पानी वाला भी चल रहा है आजकल रिसर्च. So how do you do speculative design? पानी वाला गाड़ी car will it look the same as a petrol car or a electric car? नहीं ना, chance ही नहीं है. The vehicle which will run on water will have a completely different system. In fact, so you have to work on imagining the future. Who will imagine the future other than designers? Because we are the creative people. We can think 10 years ahead and say, what are the next ever projects which will come? What type of new materials will come so that my glasses will not have these, they will just float on my, I'll get a patch over here, magnetic patch, and my glass will just sit over there. Right? In future. So who can do speculative design? Designers can be creative to do speculative design. So that's what is critical inquiry, transformation. Look at the wonderful sketch. That sketch is made by Gamma. Gamma is an AI tool that made the sketch in 5 minutes for me. The future of design. And of course, we have sustainable design. Does you like to say a few words on sustainable design, or you like to speak about it?
As I see it, next 10 years, every product will be redesigned for sustainability. And gradually the industry is discovering that sustainability makes business sense. Because sustainability is essentially better utilizing your resources. Whether it is material or energy or information or space or time. If you look at nature, nature is so creative, so sustainable. There is no shortage of resources because nature knows how to use those resources well. And I think mankind is going to learn that. So I think that's where the future is. It is very complicated, but we can learn it. Our DNAs know how to do it. So that's a future we have to think about.
Just want to add on the sustainability.
Yeah.
I think already the government of India has already planned or implemented for certain continuous product industries like cement, where for 1 bag of cement, this is the power consumption, this is the water consumption, this is the only, if you exceed those limits, then they will be penalized or even they can cancel their manufacturing license.
Very true.
In fact, they are extending to all other industries.
Yeah, in fact, Tata Motors is saying by 2020 to 2030, they're going to have a very circular economy where they're not going to have a lot of waste in production. So everybody is gearing up for that activity. So let me show you a small thing. How much is the temperature now in Andhra Pradesh in the summer? What's the level? Maximum it goes to?
Almost 50.
At 45 degrees, you just need very simple technique to cook food. But none of us are cooking food. Is any of us cooking rice in a solar cooker? क्यों नहीं पता पकाते हमको बताओ? Why don't we use solar cookers in Andhra and Telangana? Taste is good. It's not about taste. बताओ ना क्यों नहीं पकाते? Taste is a good point. Taste also भी फर्क पड़ता है taste का ना. प्रेशर कुकर में खा के न्यूट्रिशन सब खत्म हो जाता है, वो टेस्ट अच्छा लगता है. बिल्कुल अलग लगता है, but अलग बात है. So taste is a habit, right? In fact, there's a catering college, very famous catering college in Dadar. The top chef from England came and asked them, whose food do you like the most? the kitchen college, all the students are mother's food. Every day they're experimenting new food, but mummy का food ही अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि बचपन से train हो गया ना यार. The tongue is trained from childhood. How can you like a new food better than your mom's food? So that's another challenge. That's a good point. What else? Why don't you cook? Why don't all of you use a solar oven in Hyderabad?
Maybe lack of awareness.
Lack of awareness is one point.
Products are not
available.
नहीं यार, product available है, आपको नहीं खरीदा. Expensive भी नहीं है, 4,500 का है. 2 साल में आपका पैसा वापस, because गैस से हो जाता है. टाइम भी ज्यादा नहीं लगता है क्योंकि चावल बनाते बनाते आपका सब्जी बनाते जाए चावल बन जाता है. यूजर फ्रेंडली. अरे कौन जाएगा धूप में खाना बनाने के लिए? समझो ना, यूजर फ्रेंडली नहीं है, इसलिए आप नहीं बना रहे हो खाना. Who will go? I mean, the 5th floor of a building. I can't go to the terrace and start cooking, right? So now you see this. We've designed a product for that situation. We're just still building the prototype.
The Design Innovation Center at IIT Bombay supports the best design minds in the country to conceptualize, prototype, test, and ultimately produce innovative products which will enrich our lives. Our student Avinash found out that the conventional box-type solar cooker is very inconvenient to use. He came up with this new design of window-mounted oven where one can operate the oven from indoors. We receive ample sunlight in our country, and the solar oven takes us a step closer towards a sustainable lifestyle. This versatile solar cooker with zero maintenance can easily recover its cost in a span of 3 to 4 years. The multiple advantages of our solar oven are that it cooks for free, it cooks nutritious food, and the food is tastier.
As an athlete, I always have to perform at my peak. The key is to be dedicated to the idea of fitness. That also means I need to watch what I feed my body.
एलपीजी की सब्सिडी काफी कम लोगों को दिया जाती है. इसी वजह से खाना बनाना काफी महंगा हो रहा है. आजकल मैं सारा खाना सोलर ओवन पे बना लेती हूँ, तड़का भड़का गैस पर लगा लेती हूँ.
The solar cooker uses renewable energy of the sun and therefore conserves fossil fuels. We have cooked rice, we have cooked millets, various kinds of curries, vegetables, khichdi and things like that.
Because of the lower temperature, the nutrients in the food are more stable compared to other methods of cooking.
The cooking is done in the juices of the food itself, and all this contributes to better retention of fragrance and a tastier product at the end.
Values. The solar oven has gone through many stages of evolution, from a design idea to pilot production. We did multiple tests to improve the efficiency of the solar oven. Thanks to the collaborative efforts of our Design Innovation Center team and the professors at IIT Bombay, we are at the verge of delivering this amazing product from our drawing boards to your homes.
So there we go. So there's a possibility of building products, and to our surprise, when we did the testing in Jodhpur, we were faster than gas stove. Temperatures of 44 degrees outside, and the inside plate was already very hot. So when the people put on the gas, we could compete the same time the rice was cooked. So it's possible to do all those things. So the next important discipline is interaction design. What is interaction design? Human-computer interaction. You can have big software at the back, but you need very good interface in the front. And if there are 5,000 computer science people at the back, you need 2 interface designers in the front to make that 5,000 code work for the people, right? And there is a lot of demand for interaction design. People, are really crazy to, hire people who can be good on interaction design, because millions of rupees can be saved by selling much better software, because their front end is very good. Easy to use, easy to operate. You all know that how, today, e-platforms, you are able to buy things quickly. Yeah, huh?
WhatsApp is a good example.
Yeah, WhatsApp is a great example actually. I love it. And today, after WhatsApp, now what are they doing? APIs they started, no? There are links inside WhatsApp. You click automatically, you are going to go to business. That's a very, very big, thing which is happening. So we are looking at user interaction on computers, or design process and prototype testing, very, very big way. And of course, we also look at animation design. You see, all those videos are done by our communication students. All the graphics are done by the communication design students, animation, graphics. So you see, we are working always as a collaborative team. One student cannot have all the strength, right? You put 4 students together, they can become a very good team to take things forward. So that is the forte we're going to do from day one. We're going to look at your skill, we're going to see how you will match with others, and we'll take you forward. So that's the whole idea. We do a lot of animation design. In fact, I've already in talks, with Kyoto Seika University. All of you know manga comics. How many of you know manga? All the youngsters know. So, manga is so popular in Japan that when I went to the station in Kyoto Seika, even the signage is manga, graphics. Why can't we have something like that? Because we are rich in tradition in our in the type of sensibilities we have. So we're going to collaborate with Kyoto Seika University to have to create a new animation style for India, which is traditional. Look at all those graphics. So we're already talking about a lot of consultant professors who are going to come from across the world, like the way I and Professor Das got together. We're going to get people from the best NID and IIT Bombay and the animation institutes to come together to create this organization where 6 months the student will work in Japan, and they will come over here for us to take care of animation, which is a very, very important area for us. And this is a student from 2nd year. Look at the sketches, completely, working on, how he's looking at monsters, because everybody looks like a monster if you're not friendly with it. So, that was his thought process, but, to go into details of that. And of course, the most important thing is apparel design. Fashion design, aesthetics, very, very critical. Today, we can come up with textiles which are phenomenally comfortable, textiles which are phenomenally good. All these good performance textiles that are coming in a big way. We're going to look at next level of apparel design. Now look at fashion design specifically. Tell me, when you see all of you are from, mostly this region, when you go for a wedding in summer, you're still wearing silk sarees. Not gonna know. If you silk saree wearing, man, because silk saree won't go. Your aesthetics and situation has overridden your comfort, because you have to look good in that wedding. But when you're at home, you wear cotton, right? So it's a trade-off between fashion and utility. Every design is a trade-off with a situation. What context you're looking at? Girls will wear high heels to look smart, even though it's uncomfortable when they have a particular event to go to. So we have to really balance the psychological needs with the comfort needs and see to it that we got very good, situation coming up. So here, for example, apparel design today is a very, very big thing. We're going to look at various aspects of technical textiles. My professors from physics are working on very, very important fibers today. What fibers can work? There's a professor in textile who's working on fibers which can absorb more water. Small fiber, your towel will not be big anymore. It can be small, but it will be better than the big towel, because it will absorb more water. So wonderful things are happening in that area.
Apparel designing, is it only related to clothing kind of a thing, or all accessories also, like bags, bottles,
Textile design is extremely clothing. The new minister is very keen on, every aspect of fabric.
I'm referring more towards accessories.
Accessories also. And then we have, mobility and transport is a very, very famous thing. In fact, we will, we have a collaboration with Pininfarina Design of Italy. Have you heard about which country design is the best then? Italy, right? Huh?
Italy and France.
Italy, number 1. France, next. Anybody else? Germany is a great in engineering. I spent 1 year in Germany, in Karlsruhe, for my PhD. And what I learned over there, is phenomenal. It's about systems, it's about engineering. And, I was in the Karlsruhe University where, all these hertz, that frequency hertz, that guy is from my university. I used to go next to his statue every day in Germany. So I'm just saying that Italy is known for design. And we at Mahindra University have already signed an agreement with Pininfarina Design Academy, which is the best in design in Italy, which Mahindra company owns. How many of you know Mahindra company owns Pininfarina Design, the Ferrari car design? So they are also going to help us give internships, help us give 1 year MTest projects. So already that talks are going on. So we go to live up to our aspects where we mentioned that we will go to look at the synergy. Mahindra Industries, Mahindra University, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, all coming together to leapfrog into the future. That is our focus which we are going to take forward and look at this wonderful renderings from our AI software, which is talking about the future of cars, future of mobility, which is public transport, and bicycles of the future. That looks like an electric bicycle, right? And of course, communication design is the core. Look at the wonderful sketch which my student made about helmets. You like the sketch? How many days it would have taken to make the sketch? That sketch I showed you about helmet, big one. His name is Dattaram Chari. He's from Goa. How many days it would have taken to make the sketch?
20.
Huh?
1 month. 20.
15 days is correct. And you know what? 3 days he was not doing anything. And I was getting very angry with him. I said, Chari, what is this? I've given you a job to do. Sir, I'm thinking, designers have their own way of working. You need to give them the time. In fact, Professor Das was telling me in the morning that I want to give you the freedom. We will give you the freedom for you to flourish. Each of you is a flower. If I put you in the wrong place, you will not flower. Design is like that. Design, if you are in a design, you are no longer working, you are enjoying. Because you are doing what you like to do. You're no longer working. Like I had Professor Das just in the morning, I was thinking that Professor Das is just 60 years old. Then Professor Das is is already 75 years old and he's like as young, 77 bol rahe the, and he's telling me how to meditate and how to use technology. He has this wonderful technology he puts on his head and it tells you how calm you are. Muse is called M-U-S-E. So we're going to put that technology on all the students' heads. We're going to see how you're going to work, we're going to look at your wellness, we're going to look at your health, and at the same time look at how well you can create new products. Because it's all integrated today, and communication design, we're very, very happy that I started the PhD program in IIT Bombay, and my first student designed the rupee symbol for the country. Design. See what design can do. Country didn't have a rupee symbol. Out of 3,000, some 50,000 applicants, this symbol got selected. Yeah, we should clap. And of course, then people will make catalogs and vultures. What's happening to vultures? Tell me. What's happening to vultures in the country?
They are dying.
They are getting extinct. Too many electric corporatoriums. They're such wonderful birds of prey, and if they get extinct, you will have a lot of problems. So this is a poster design by the communication student. So communication design students will do posters, will do campaigns, will do social campaigns, and and we have a media school over here. So we're going to collaborate with the media school to work on journalism. So a lot of these interrelation activities are going to happen. And of course, then we have experience design, which is a very critical aspect of learning from intuitive interfaces. If you can hit with one button, we call affordance, if you can reach what you want on a website, you are the best website. Your experience is very, very good. It's intuitive. You must know, like for example, see this remote, I bought this remote because it's very nice. Most of the remotes have same size buttons for forward and backward. How many times will you use forward? How many times will you use backward? Tell me. 100 में एक बार backward ना use. आज भी मैं एक ही बार use किया. दोनों button same. Look at this button now, center big button. I thought blindly I can go forward back. And if I go backward, there's a small button here. See? Big button here. So critical for us to look at the human-centered approach and look at intuitive interface. It should be very intuitive and easy to figure out. And these are very valuable because my engineering teams are very busy with engineering. For them, it is not first preference to work on intuition. First preference to work on interface. For them, first preference is to make the technology work. There's so much technology in this. There is battery technology. I'm a professor in battery. There is PCB technology in this. High-end PCB, high-end chip, chip design. So after all that, finally the product has to be built by integrating all that. So that is the product designer's role. So we have like emerging technologies coming in a big way. So we have, like virtual reality labs, which are going to have, facilities where you can experience new situations. We call it emerging medias. And then, of course, I'm going to show you a small, in this, aspect of intuition, I'm going to show how the CRPF jawans in the country are dying because of lack of water in the forest. What can you do to give them water? So there's a small video I'm going to show you of how we design. So like that, we look at products which can be very intuitive, very convenient, because the earlier products, they were not able to use at all, because they were smelling, they were not good. So that's the level of work we have. So now coming to our program, I showed you a lot of disciplines now. So finally we are coming down to, what is your course going to be? 4 years program, right? All I'm going to have 4 years. First year going to be foundation. Foundation means you're going to learn all aspects of design. How do designers think? Tell me. Through sketches. Why do designers? If you can write, you can sketch. I'm not looking at your sketching being like some great drawing, but if you can write, you can sketch. Because you left sketching long time back, you're not doing sketching. So you should be able to do idea sketching. We're going to teach you that, even if you're not some great person in sketching. Doesn't matter for us. We will train you to draw for yourself. You're not drawing for showing like artists. You're drawing for creativity. You're drawing for your own self. So that's the first thing which you do in the foundation. And then we make you make models, 3D models to teach you aesthetics. And then, of course, a very interesting course which Professor Das thought about is nature and form. We're going to tell you how nature is the most beautiful thing. How nature is scientific. How nature is the best engineer. You all agree with me? Nature is the best engineer. So nature and form, nature and like design, nature and environment, we're going to have all that as your courses. So like that, we're going to make a very good foundation in your first year. And your second and third year, we look at what are your strengths and move you into special programs of projects, collaborative projects, and special electives. My boy from Khambam wants AI, and he's crazy about AI. So I want to put him in the AI course. Right? Another guy is coding, and he loves coding. So he'll go to coding, but he's going to coding through the design field. So you do coding for the convenience, you do coding for the user interface, right? You got it? Coding is also as important as design. So you got to work with our computer science colleagues and all. So some people will work crazy about video and filmmaking. They'll work with our media. We have a media school over here. So you'll have different ways of doing your second and third year in your areas of interest. And your fourth year is going to be industry sector area, where we're going to put you in the industry internship, where we are going to guide, industry professors are going to guide, and you're going to make a very, very good project of yours. So, after doing the project, you are now capable of starting your own companies maybe, because we have an incubator. You join the incubator, or you join large enterprises as entrepreneurs, so you are very capable of building better businesses for your companies wherever you go. So that's our whole program structure. And then we have the facilities. As I already told you, we have state-of-the-art labs, we have maker spaces, we have, we are very fortunate we are in Tech Mahindra. You know Tech Mahindra, right? Tech Mahindra is one of the leading software companies in the country. And we actually, a lot of us call us Tech Mahindra University. When they're outside, they say Tech Mahindra University. So Tech Mahindra has this fabulous digital maker spaces, and we also are building a physical maker spaces to take you to various levels of work. Very good library. In fact, we'll go take you to a tour now. Well, taking a lot of time. Sorry, I should have taken you to a tour already. And then we have this, collaborative zones, fabulous facilities for you. We've got to give you collaborative spaces where you work already like employees. You're not going to sit like a classroom and watch. You're going to sit together and work on your tables. We're going to show you those tables for you. And then we have collaborative, and then we have library and other things. And the most important slide is we're going to work together with all our departments. And we have all these departments already established: engineering, business, arts, and sustainability. So that collaboration is going to take you to the next level of. So when AI takes away a lot of jobs, what's going to happen to the designers?
We need the best top designers are going to sustain.
No, the designers, because they got skilled with people, nothing will happen to them. We don't talk about design as aesthetics, we talk about design as problem solving. You following me? So nothing's going to happen to designers. Coding can be done through a computer, but user interface can't, user design, user study can't be done through computers. You have to go and understand users. You have to completely creatively come up with product ideas, that can't be done. So even though a lot of these technologies are going to come in, the designers will be there because they need to do surveys, they need to check with people, they need to understand situations, and they have to create customized products for the people. So that is going to be there. So that is a very important thing. And we are all going to do hands-on projects in the design department, where we want to look at, and then we're going to have industry people coming for presentations. So we're going to call a lot of industry professionals who will be giving you feedback during your presentations. In fact, the biggest learning happens during your presentations, because you read something, you're presenting, and then somebody tells you what is the issue with your design, then you learn more. So that iterative process is very critical in design. So we're going to have all those things coming in. This is generally the studio which we've collaborated with now. This is a studio in IIT Bombay where we are working with them. These are all professionals who help students to take projects to market. And then we're looking at industry internships. We all of you are going to, in the second and third year, you're going to have internships in the summer, one after the other. So the internships are going to help you, hone you with the industry you like. We're going to send you to the industries where you like your work. And of course, we're going to have very, very experienced faculty, a lot of very good interested visiting faculty and core faculty in the department who want to take you to the next level of thought process. And of course, this is the water bottle I was showing you, the RB water bottle, which professionals are building it now for us. And then the future prospects are bright. I already told you about entrepreneurship and collaborative approach and impact which you're going to show to people. And though I'm writing the date August 15th, Independence Day, right? So we're going to start our program on that day and around that time. And we go to only look at your strengths, what all you have. Like for example, we look at your background, students' background, what do they like, what do they don't like, and after that we just have an interview and we take you forward to the program. And we have some scholarships too. Come Rakesh, sorry it took a little longer.
So I'll just kind of quickly run you through the admission process which will follow. First is all the interested candidates need to apply to the university on the application portal. So we're going to have the first round of interviews for School of Design Innovation happening on this Wednesday. This Wednesday, the first round of interviews. So students who are interested to take up this program, if you're not already applied, please go into the application portal online on the Mahindra University website and submit your application over there. After that, we'll be calling you for a virtual interview by the way. After the interviews are done, we'll be announcing the results to the shortlisted candidates. Now, coming to the fee structure for the program, the academic fees is 4 lakhs per annum, and hostel mess charges would be about 2,10,000. So 6.1 lakhs would be your overall fee structure for the program. It's a 4-year course. Students who have a UC score or an NID or NIFT entrance examination score would be preferred, would be given preference for the admission to the university. So that's the, it's a very simple admission process.
What about the scholarship?
So scholarships, we're talking about 1 lakh would be the scholarship value. For about top approximately we're looking at about top 10% of the batch would be given scholarships.
That depends on the scores of national level exam.
Preference will be given to students with an UPC.
And then you have to progress also. So we will be seeing your merit in the interview.
It's going to be a combination of your, the scores of the entrances plus the performance in the interview.
What is the total intake expected?
It's going to be about 30 to 60 is the window we're looking at.
How many faculty is there for the design innovation program?
Let me. Okay, answering this question is how many faculty. Please note, our dean is in position, our advisor in position. We have done a LinkedIn listing for faculty profiles. We have a number of faculty profiles here which Chakku and Lalit are going to sort through. We know that by the time the program starts off, we will be having roughly around 3 to 4 faculty grounded. Okay, but as Chakku has said, there are a lot of other existing faculty in the university which he's going to draw upon. He's going to draw upon a lot of visiting faculty, okay, who are going to come in and take courses, etc. So this is a standard question, standard worry. A lot of parents will raise, saying how many faculty do you have, what's placement going to be, etc. Please don't worry. I only tell you to look at the name Mahindra. Okay, Mahindra means integrity. We're not playing around with anybody's lives. Everything will be in place. I just wanted to give you an indication that we got some of the best academics in design on board out here. Okay, they have come in without even raising a question. So once we have the best leading the school, automatically you can be rest assured there will be other people also joining in. Okay, I also want to add that we are the only private university in India which has an NVIDIA double DTN supercomputing facility. We are also setting up a comprehensive Apple Mac lab. Okay, only yesterday I got the message from my technical colleagues in the Bay Area, USA, that they have now struck the deal with Apple. We're going to call it an Apple Mac Innovation Lab, and that's going to be used by the School of Design Innovation and the School of Media, where all Chakku has said about user experience, the AI part, etc., the animation part will be done on Apple Mac machines, which is the real tops as far as anything goes in the hardware side. Okay, so please be rest assured. That's why.
Sir, I have one question. Like, somebody applied, what is the shortlisting criteria? Like, you might get so many applications.
So for the first round of interviews, everyone who's who's applying would be shortlisted for the interview.
Like my son, he applied several of his institute and he got admission also. So we have lost some 3-4. But we know how would I actually appreciate this institute actually. I am aware about Mahindra Group, many like faculty, whatever you have. So we are targeting as a first priority for us actually.
That's why we have said Wednesday is the first interaction session. By Thursday itself we'll start announcing. So I also want to assure that anybody who takes admission, pays the fees and later on decides to withdraw, as per UGC regulations, we refund 100% of the fees paid to us. We don't retain a single paisa.
So, sir, admission process will be closed. What is the target timeline? And like if he has interview, so by when we will know and he can.
As I told you, Wednesday's interview will announce the result on Thursday. Okay. You can pay your money on Friday and take the seat. Okay. Somebody said number of seats. I'll be happy if I get 30 good students. I've already told Chakku. Even though he said let's do 30 to 60. But if we have 30 enough, I'm very happy for a first cohort. And please note, the first batch is always the best batch. Okay, why? You get to deal with him.
Yeah.
First batch gets to deal with him. You get to know him by name and he gets to know you by name. Okay, later batches, no, it never happens. Never happens. You get to deal with Lalit. You can sit with him and seek his advice. That's only what the first batch gets. Okay, that's right.
You going to run some courses for senior people like that also?
Yeah, that is Pradeep who came from our BBA program. So he just joined us today, Pradeep. Okay. These are IIT Delhi alumnus. So a lot of our alumni from IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay are also joining hands, to support mentoring and industry leakages. He's extremely good on industry leakages. He's and he's also put in a word with all his colleagues to come over here to do their courses. So we have this support, from all our alumni.
A couple of weeks back, he posted on LinkedIn that he's coming across as a founding dean at Mahindra University School of Design. You cannot imagine the number of reactions.
Where does this game design come into the picture? In which category?
In the second and third year.
Second and
Third.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. You take electives, and we have, like, for example, a lot of online resources and offline guidance, and we already have a large program running on game design.
Where can I get hold of the syllabus? What you are going to do?
We put on the website, because syllabus is always tuned towards the students who come in. So we're going to work with teams to work on game design. I have a whole course on game design available online on my website. You have a look at it. And we're also not looking at only digital game design. We look at board game design. We look at teaching physics through games. We look at conducting exam as a game. So we're not saying that students should write a very serious exam. 4 people will sit together, they'll play a game, and I'll know how much design learning have they done. So GitLab is a very good software for that. So we're going to do all those things as game design. So game design is going to be big in the future.
So I have a question. How important is math or science for this program?
Maths and science, we don't even have an entrance exam. If you've done school, if you've passed 10th class maths, 12th class maths,
It seems that there's a lot of applied materials and mechanics coming into play.
No, the people who don't like maths will only do other things, because we have got scope for everybody. People say there are 5 types of skills in this world. One skill is maths and calculation. The other skill is visual skill. The other skill is environmental skill. There's so many skills which are there. So people who don't like maths, people who don't understand maths, no problem at all. We will take care of them in other fields like form, aesthetics, branding. There's so many other things which they can do. So, but unfortunately, our country, we've made engineering so big that everything else looks small.
Even in the presentation, I saw a lot of material-related activities, application of materials.
That's group activity. In that material, there were 10 people working in that. Only one person was having engineering skill there. So all projects are like that. None of the projects are done by one person. No, 100 people work in a team. And there's enough role for human resource, enough role for psychologists, enough role for everybody to work on it. Yeah.
Can students from other schools in Mahindra, like for example media school, can they come and collaborate or do some electives under?
Yeah, we are working out that. We are working out. Because we want to have mixed activity. So a lot of engineering school students, media, and other departments like Center of AI, they all will work with us. And we may have one common course for all students, also called design thinking course. For all the so we want Mahindra University to be design ready.
We have what's called a design thinking lab for our engineering students. We do it in the 3rd semester. Okay, basically it's just, as Chakku said, get your hands dirty, think of a topic which is given to you, then you sort of put it down in writing, then you sketch it out, and finally you then do this thing. That's why it's just it's a very open course which everybody loves, the engineering students. That's why.
Is there any last date as such to put admissions?
You just have to put up very quickly, because we got to return the whole fees if you're not interested to join. But we're having the first interview on Wednesday, like what Rakesh is saying, and then we'll announce you the results by Thursday, and then you pay the fees within a week, and then of course we will take things forward, because we're going to look at students' capabilities.
What can a child expect from that interview? What kind of
Interview, we just look at their innate skills. We don't want them to prepare for interview. We are totally against prepare. We want to know their original mind, their original strength. If he's a musician, we will probe more into how he likes music, what he does. He may be a good candidate for us. If he's a good football player, he may be a good candidate for us. If he's very good in model making, repairing things, he may be a good candidate for us. So we got to look at all if he's a leadership skills, he may be a good candidate for us. We got to look at the mind of the student, what type of thought process he has, what type of situations he's in, and we will select from that point of view. So we don't want anybody to prepare. Actually, unfortunately, I also started the UC exam. I founded the UC exam without maths, physics, chemistry, and then unfortunately so many training programs are offering UC now. So I'm we're not able to, because the strength is large, these people come in, but we don't want people to get trained. We want people to see their original strength so that we can, they can flower better in a design school.
You see, in design, what is important is that we convert your passion into a profession. And so, what is very important for a student who wants to join design, that he has a desire to create, to be innovative, to be caring. If you have that, rest, leave it to us. But that desire has to be yours. It is not possible for us to create that desire in you. Just come with that desire.
So, sir, you expect the child to be passionate towards
Yes, yes.
That's what I was saying. Like, and then they will find their bearing while they are here for a year, because today they know nothing. When they come, they will see the world. Then they will decide where should I go, and then we'll help them to navigate through the right paths. So it's always a situation like that.
So if you have a child who loves to do things, who likes to draw, who likes to sing, who likes to be creative, he's the right person to come here, because his passions will be cultivated and he'll become a good professional.
So I think while going, that's the last question. While walking, we can talk.